sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and can even keep you from getting the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS.
You need to understand your prospects' opinions about their situation before you offer advice. I had a buddy about 10 years ago. His house caught on fire in the middle of the night. Fire alarms go off, all this kind of crazy stuff. He gets up, wakes his wife up, gets his kids up. They rush out of the house. On the way down the stairs, he's dialing 911 to call the fire department like anybody would do, right? And the fire department shows up 25 minutes later. They dump 1 billion gallons of water and chemicals in his house. And the house burns halfway down. And he spends the next 3 years fighting with this insurance company over who's going to pay for what in the rebuild. It was a nightmare for him. And he told me, he said, if this ever happens again, I'm going to wake up, get my wife and family out. We're going to walk down the stairs. And then we're going to walk 2.5 miles to your house. I'm going to have 2 drinks and then I'm going to call 911. I want that son of a bitch to burn to the ground, right? That's the path he's walked. That's the experience that he's had. And that's the decision he has made of how to handle this next time. Now you can imagine you're his advisor, right? But you haven't dug into the background. You don't know what's happened in the past. You don't know what his opinions are about a certain situation. Fire alarm goes off. He wakes up. He's getting his kids up. You're screaming at him, dial 911, dial 911, call the fire department. And he says, hell no, I'm not calling the fire department. You're like, you're an idiot. He's like, I'm not calling the damn fire department. Or worse, he says, you're an idiot. Get out of my house. Right? As an advisor, does it ever happen that your advice gets ignored? Right? Or you get dismissed? All of us as salespeople are dying to give our prospects advice, to show them how smart we are, how great we are, and how awesome our solution is. Want to give that advice? It's great. Most people don't wait very long to give advice. They're jumping in. I've just gone through the process of hiring a new marketing company, which I think I've solved. And we interviewed a bunch of companies. We interviewed a bunch. And you know what most of them were rushing to? They rushed to show me how great they do marketing. They rushed to show me their process. They rushed to show me how all these great things are that they do. You know how many asked me many questions, say more than 3, about what I was trying to accomplish or what I had gone through, the choices I had made in the past, what I liked, what I didn't, how much money I was ready, willing, and able to spend before they gave me their price? None of them did all that. None of them did, right? So when I get prices, I'm like, holy fuck, that's way more than I thought it would be. Or holy shit, this is cheap. It may not be worth a damn. These people may not be very good if they're not charging me much money. Why would I want to take a risk like that? Right? How do I know they understand me? How do I know I'm not going to the same hole I went down before with a company that makes great videos, makes great clips for podcasts, but they didn't do anything else. They didn't upload videos. They didn't post my podcasts. They didn't send me clips in time. They didn't do shit, right? But they're great at making videos, but they didn't understand my brand, and they used AI to create the content. Now, some of this, should I have been asking questions? Yeah, you're damn right. I should have. I should have slowed down. I should have questioned them more, right? Or as a salesperson, right? You need to slow the hell down. Take the time, even when somebody calls you and says, hey, John, I'm ready to buy what it is that you have. I want you to slow them down and say, man, I appreciate your calling. Love to help you, but let's slow down for a minute. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions and make sure you really are ready for what I have? Let's slow down and make sure you're ready for what I have. I want you to be a little bit skeptical, sound a little bit skeptical. You can hurt that you can really help this person, right? Slow them down, slow yourself down, then find out what's changed. What are they hoping you can do for them? Why now? What are their biggest fears? What are they trying to gain? Right? What are they trying to gain from this? What happened to the last relationship if there was one? Right? What are they hoping that you will do differently than the last person? Slow them down. You need to understand their opinions about why they're ready for change, why it makes sense to change now. What's their budget? What happens if they don't fix the problem? What have they tried to do before about this? What's it cost them to be doing it the wrong way? You also want to know, before you offer advice, what do they think they need to do? See, our prospects, they don't know what they don't know. It's important that we slow them down. As soon as you begin to tell somebody what they need to do without fully understanding the problem, imagine going to the doctor and you say, my arm hurts. And they say, okay, here, take these couple of pills. Shit, we don't know if that means they got a back problem, a neck problem, a broken bone, a bruise, a pulled muscle. We don't know how long it's been going on. We don't know what caused it. We got nothing. Our job as good consultative salespeople is to completely understand where somebody's coming from. Has their house burned down before? How'd that work out? What would they do differently this time? Why are they calling me? What are they hoping I can do? Don't assume that you know the answers to those questions. Sometimes the power is having it come out of their mouth, because until somebody says something, until they say my house is on fire and I don't know what to do, until they say that, it's not real to them. Don't go solving a problem that nobody's asked you to solve. Don't go solve a problem until you understand fully this person's perspective on the problem. Why they have to fix it. What happens if they don't? How much they'd be willing to spend to make this problem go away. When were they hoping to make a decision? What would they need to hear to make a decision? Right? What's their biggest fear about making a switch? Those are all important things to know. Don't offer your suggestions until you understand their situation and their opinions about their situation completely. Because if you do, if you offer your opinions too soon, and you say something they don't believe, they're going to think you're an idiot. And that will not help you be better and build trust. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. You want help? Call me, 803-917-2817. Happy to have a conversation.
Thanks for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast. If you haven't already, please take 1 minute to write a quick review for the show. It really does make a huge difference. Also, subscribe to the show and please forward this episode to somebody else who needs to hear it. As a bonus for listening, I'm going to give you access to a free mini course, 7 expensive sales mistakes you're making and what you can do about it. Go to www.7salesmistakes.com and get access to the free mini course. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the OBS Sales School podcast.